Last week, OpenAI dropped ChatGPT Agent, and last night I got my hands on it and was able to test it out, and its capabilities are kind of insane. Hi guys, my name is Omri from AI Academy, and today we'll be covering the OpenAI announcement for ChatGPT Agent and also a test I did last night where I had the agent sign up for a Gmail account, create a password, then use that Gmail account to create an Instagram account, log in, create a profile picture, add that profile picture, type in a bio, and create the first post on the account. And in that first post, there are 3 images that are also created by ChatGPT and a caption that it also created on its own. So it did basically almost all of this on its own, just with a little bit of help from me when it needed some captchas. But yeah, let's get into it. So real quick, let's go over the OpenAI announcement on what Agent can do. So basically they're saying ChatGPT now thinks and acts proactively, choosing from a toolbox of agentic skills to complete tasks for you using its own computer. Now, what does this actually mean? Basically, it means that with that computer, it can run different analysis, navigate through the web, and basically do a bunch of tasks for you based on your description. So before ChatGPT Agent was a thing, OpenAI had Operator and Deep Research. So Operator was basically just the computer use aspect of ChatGPT, and that was only available for the $200 a month plan. And they also had Deep Research, which was also available for the Pro and Plus plans, but it was limited for the Plus plans. And Deep Research basically allows ChatGPT to take a long time researching through the web and grabbing a lot of information in order to give you the best response possible. So now with ChatGPT Agent, they're basically combining these two things in order to complete tasks for you. So some of the use cases that OpenAI are saying that the agent is useful for is for creating Excel sheets based on research that you want it to do. So you just type in a prompt and have it do some research and then add everything to a spreadsheet so it can do that. Another feature that OpenAI highlights is the research and action. So basically what they're saying is to have in your prompt something that the agent can research for you and then take actions based on that research. So once it has context based on a research, it could take actions and do things for you. And the next feature that they are talking about is how customizable it is. So for example, in their demo, they wanted an agent to book a restaurant for one of their employees, and the employee's wife is gluten-free. So basically what they had is prompted into ChatGPT that the employee's wife is gluten-free and that they want a highly rated sushi restaurant in San Francisco. When you tell the agent that the wife is gluten-free, it's able to filter out which restaurants have gluten-free options or not. And the last feature they highlighted is the slideshows feature, where you could basically prompt ChatGPT to create you a slideshow about anything and it will do that. And the best thing about this ChatGPT agent is that as long as you ask it to get context from anywhere on the internet, it can just click around and find this context. So it helps it guide it through the tasks that you need it to do. The next feature for the ChatGPT agent that I thought was pretty cool is that you can use ChatGPT connectors, which basically lets you connect your Gmail or GitHub or any other app that is on there to your ChatGPT, and then it can connect with it, make different calls through the API. For example, if I wanted to book something on my calendar and I connect to my Gmail account, it's able to book something directly on my Google Calendar without me having to lift a finger. If you want to look at the benchmarks, I have a link down in the description, but we're not going to be covering that today. You can take a look at that on your own. When it comes to ChatGPT Agent's availability, basically it came out last week and I just got access to it. I have the Plus plan, and with the Plus plan, we get 40 messages a month with the agent. When I did the test for the Instagram account, I believe it spent about 11. So keep in mind, if you have it do a task, it does not mean it's going to be one message. It might be more than one message for the task. But with the Pro plan, they get 400 messages a month. And hopefully over time, as compute costs get lower and lower, the Plus plans will get more than 40 messages and the Pro plans will get more than 400. So yeah, let's get into the test. So last night, I basically prompted it to sign up for a Gmail account, then use that Gmail account to create an Instagram account for an AI news channel, be creative with the name and bio, generate a profile picture for it, add that profile picture, then generate the first post using image generation, create 3 slides for the first post based on relevant AI news, add a caption and post it. You have creative freedom, so do whatever you need to. And when I submitted that, it thought for 6 seconds and then failed. So I just resubmitted the prompt and everything worked. So what it did next is basically said that it was thinking. It'll start a window for the Gmail account. And basically this is it planning its task. Then I opened up a browser and tried to find the create an account page through Google. It entered AI and news as the first and last name. And since I didn't give it any instructions, I'm pretty surprised that it did that. And it seems like when it runs into errors, like right here, for example, it is able to understand that there's an error and it got redirected into the sign-in page instead of the sign-up page. So it just goes back and fixes it. Next, it put in a random birthday and said for gender, rather not say. And then it added a fake email account. Well, technically it's real because it signed up for it, which is kind of crazy. Next, it came up with a password. So we're going to skip that. And once it was prompted with a phone number, it basically asked me to take control and put in my phone number. So then what ends up happening, there's basically a button right here that asks you to take control. You just take control and it opens up this little window and you can just type in your phone number and click next and then give control back to the AI. Then after I gave it control control back, it opened up the Gmail account and tried to sign up for Instagram. But real quick, before signing up for Instagram, it did some research in order to create our posts for us. So it's doing some research about AI news and different things like that based on my prompt, which was create an AI news channel. After doing a little bit of research, it needed to sign up for Instagram. And for some reason, when it opened up Instagram, it just kind of stopped. So I basically just said continue, and then it took control over again. Then it added the email that I created earlier on, added a fake password and a username. Next, it had to enter a birthday. And I believe since the Instagram interface makes it a little bit harder to enter a number if you're not accurate on the click, it had a little bit of trouble here, but as you can see, it keeps trying and trying and trying until it gets it. Eventually, it was able to choose a year that it wanted and then clicked next. Then it asked for a phone number and a reCAPTCHA. And when I hit the reCAPTCHA, it basically asked me to take control over again, and I basically just clicked on it and then it clicked next. After it solved the reCAPTCHA problem, basically Instagram asked it to put in a confirmation code from the email that we put in for the Instagram account. Now, it did have a little bit of trouble with this confirmation code because once it opened up the Gmail to grab that confirmation code, it closed the Instagram tab. And once you close the Instagram tab, you can't open it back up and put the confirmation code in because the tab is just gone. So it tried to do a couple of things and then open Instagram back up again, and then realized that it has an issue where the confirmation input is wrong. So it tried to create a new Instagram account. Basically, what ended up happening is that I had to ask it if it already created an Instagram account to double check, and then it understood that we already created one, but then it lost the tab with the confirmation. So it signed up for a new Instagram account and then basically asked me if I would like it to proceed and sign into that account. So I said yes, as long as you won't lose the tab again when you're trying to find the confirmation code, basically continue with the Instagram sign up. So that's basically what it did. It created a new account in the same process that it did earlier, and then it asked me to take over control, and I basically pasted in that confirmation code into the tab and it didn't close it this time. And then once it was signed in, it basically just kept going and did what you should be doing in order to create your Instagram account and set it up. So it updated the name, biography, and profile picture, and it generated the profile picture on its own. So as you can see, it'll go into the profile, edit the profile, and then try to upload the profile picture. And real quick, before the profile picture, it added our bio right here. And then it asked me for the confirmation on the bio, and I basically said keep going without asking me question. You have full creative freedom. I just wanted to test out what it does. And once I gave it that prompt, basically it went ahead with the profile picture and generated a picture. So apparently it has a file system within the agent that can save files and use them whenever it needs to. So it created an image, then went back to the profile page and updated the profile picture. And then once it clicked on the profile picture wasn't updating. So it understood to refresh the page in order to make sure that the profile picture shows up correctly. Then it went ahead to generate the 3 slides for our pictures and tried to figure out how to post them. So as you can see, it's navigating around and it was able to find the upload button for the images, but it was having a hard time understanding where you can upload multiple images at once. So it was clicking around the pages and trying to find where it was, and then it had some trouble. So basically it just kept messing around with Instagram and then realized that if it selects multiple images at once, it doesn't work. But what it has to do is click this little button on the bottom right and then click the plus button in order to upload the rest of the images. And once it was done, it went ahead and pressed next and then came up with the caption all on its own. I didn't add any extra instructions or anything else like that, and it basically just had the post ready. Then it asked me if this is okay, and I basically said yes, and it shared the post for us. So as you can see, it says the user has confirmed the final step, which basically I told it can share the post. And then it went ahead and shared the post and was waiting for it to post on Instagram. As it was spinning, then it says the post has been shared. And once the post was shared, it basically went back to the profile page to double check that the post is active, and then it opens it and double checks that it did what it's supposed to. And yeah, this test was pretty cool because I only had to intervene a couple times and it did the entire thing for me. So like if I'm on the go, for example, and I need something posted on Instagram and I give it all my actual credentials, I can just prompt what I want posted and it will just post everything for me. Now the possibilities are endless. Think about if I gave it access to a Google Drive that has all my content in it, and I could just tell it to pick out different files and upload them on Instagram with a caption. Now after this, I feel like this agent thing is the beginning of a revolution that a lot of us in the AI space anticipated, but most of the public doesn't really understand. If you want to stay up to date with all this AI stuff, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and honestly, comment down below what you want to see next from me. And yeah, like the video if you enjoyed it. I will see you in the next one.